So next we have Alina, and then Alina is from the psychology department, and I'm glad to have someone not from the computer science department. And she's going to talk about privacy personas. And yeah, the floor is yours.
Now it's working. Perfect. Yeah, thank you. Hello, my name is Alina Stöver. I'm from the Technical University of Darmstadt. And today I would like to talk about how website owners face privacy issues. This actually nicely follows Christina's talk here. And the results I'm presenting today are from a research project that had been conducted with my colleagues from psychology, computer science, and law. So privacy regulations such as the GDPR or CCPA are supposed to ensure baseline protection for the privacy of website visitors. But to be actually effective, website owners must comply with specific requirements when setting up and operating a website. And research has shown that many website owners fail at that task. So one example is the missing IP anonymization for Google Analytics. So in order to be GDPR compliant, at least German website owners had in the past manually adjust IP anonymization when they used Google Analytics on their website, usually by adjusting one line of code in their website. And if they didn't make the adjustment, they could face fines up to 20 million euros or 4% of their global annual revenue. So we found in a previous study that almost 13% of 1.3 million websites we scanned had actually a missing IP anonymization. So building on this previous study, we aimed to explore the circumstances of website owners and to identify causes for existing compliance issues such as the missing IP anonymization, and also to investigate how website owners try to solve those existing issues and what challenges they have to overcome when doing so. So with the study I'm presenting today, we built directly on a notification experiment that had been published in a Usenix paper. And in this experiment, we identified German websites that had used Google Analytics on the website and had a missing IP anonymization. And we then informed the website owners of almost 5,000 websites about this missing IP anonymization, sending them letters and emails. And we actually got a lot of responses. So in total, we received more than 1,000 responses from the informed website owners. And these responses are the databases for the study I'm presenting today. So we analyzed the responses by conducting a thematic analysis. And these thematic analysis revealed in total 4 themes. So we were able to show from the responses we gained from the website owners what are the circumstances of the website owners responding to us? Why did they not implement the AIP previously? After being notified, how did website owners handle the issue? And what challenges did website owners encounter when trying to solve the privacy issue on their website? So we could see that people own websites in very different contexts that range from a private context to self-employed people and also people working in large companies. And we could also see that websites or maintaining a website is not always their primary task. There were like small business owners, for example, who said, I just need the website so people can find me on the internet. And we also saw in the responses from the website owner that they had very diverse privacy motivations, ranging from people saying, I'm not a fan of Google's data collection and I'd be happy if I could limit this, to people who just told us, just leave me alone with privacy, it sucks. And we could also see that people not always were involved in actually developing and maintaining a website, even though they were responsible for it as being like the website owner and named in the imprint of the website. So to make these circumstances more tangible, we derived 3 personas from the results of the thematic analysis that kind of represent the different types of website owners we encountered in our responses. And The first persona is the ignorant hobbyist. That's a person who owns a website as a hobby, for example, to inform about a particular concern or as part of an association. That's like a really common thing in Germany. They're usually not really technical experience, and they build the website with help of a friend or even someone else built the website for them. So they usually don't even know that they use Google Analytics on their website, so they're kind of surprised when they got the notification. And they're often not really interested in using the user data and actually want to protect the user's privacy here. Then we have the busy self-employed. That are people who are mostly self-employed or people who own a small local business. And they have kind of limited interest in user metrics, therefore they kind of rely on a tracking tool, but often they don't know that they're actually responsible for implementing ARP because they think the web design agency who built the website should do this, or even Google itself will already probably implement any legal requirements. So they usually don't have a lot of time and just told us, don't bother me with privacy. And then the third persona is the informed multi-stakeholder who owns the website because of a job in a large company. They often rely on tracking tools to track and analyze user behavior. And for them, it's more important to be GDPR compliant than actually protecting the user privacy in many cases. So why did website owners not implement ARP previously? There were several reasons, namely, in the first place, the lack of privacy awareness, and this actually got this deep that there were people actually telling us, I didn't know that I had Google on my website, and there were even people who did not know Google at all, or Google Analytics at all. That was kind of surprising. So, yeah, I built this website with my grandson, I have no idea about this. There were also some lack of responsibility. There are people who were actually responsible for the website telling us, I'm in the process of finding out who is responsible for this. Or there had been a lot of incorrect technical implementations. For example, people did not pay attention to capitalization, and in this case, they're missed to have this P in the small letters. So they did not just copy-paste it, but handed it in manually and then had an incorrect implementation. We also found a lot of deliberate lack of maintenance, people telling us this is like a really old website, I'm not doing anything here anymore. So after being notified, how did website owners handle then the issue? We could see that many website owners implemented the ARP themselves or with our help or delegated it to friends or an agency, but there are also some people who did not implement the ARP afterwards. They just told that it's very complicated to change this and cost me a lot of time and money, which why I did not pursue this matter further. So the last thing we saw in the results are the challenges website owners encountered when trying to solve the privacy issues. And here we could see, beside a lack of resources like time and money, also a lack of technical knowledge. For example, someone's telling, I'm 68 years old, I'm retired, I do not understand the JavaScript, and I don't know how to embed this. Also, people had problems with code. And especially in larger organizations, we saw that there were dependencies and slow processes. So for example, one person is stating, when I started my job and took stock of the situation, I actually already identified the problem and then passed it on to my management. The matter has also been discussed internally since last week, and alternatives are currently being sought in order to develop an appropriate basis for decision-making for the person responsible. Just think about it's one line of code they had to change, but this is what's going to happen in a large company. So, to sum it up, we introduced 3 personas that represent the website owners with very different circumstances. And as you could see, they differ in their awareness, their technical understanding, also in their motivation and time they can spend and budget they can spend on actually fixing a privacy issue on a website. And therefore, they have also very different challenges they have to face when fixing a privacy issue on a website. So for the ignorant hobbyist, one major challenge is actually their technical incomprehension they have to face. So they sometimes have no idea what's behind the website. For the busy self-employment, could see that a huge challenge was the unclear responsibility, but also the lack of time. And for the informed multi-stakeholder, we're often the slow and complex organizational structure to actually address such an issue. So there are several prerequisites that must be met before website owners can successfully remedy privacy issues. So website owners need to be aware about that there is a privacy issue. So they need to know what is actually happening on their website, so that there's Google Analytics, for example, on their website. But they need also to be aware about the legal responsibility, even though they haven't built the website. They need to successfully coordinate with stakeholders, especially in larger companies, and they need to have access to a website. So there were people writing to us, I want to delete Google Analytics, but I have no login data because someone else built up the website and now the person is gone. So this happens quite often. They need to have the skills and at least the time, especially the busy self-employed. So overall, we could see that there is a great need for support. And when developing support measures, I think it's really important to consider the prerequisite as well as the different circumstances of the website owners. So for example, a self-check tool could raise awareness, but I think it's really important to have, for example, an easy non-technical interface for the ignorant hobbyist to really understand what is happening on the website. Or for the multi-informed stakeholder, it could be interesting that such a tool could cover special use cases, and such a persona might also pay for such a tool. Another interesting support mechanism can be notifications, and here it could also be interesting to look at the formulation. For example, mentioning a fee could scare the ignorant hobbyist, but could be very helpful for the multi-stakeholder to have a good argument for the management to actually prioritize the issue. So to conclude, we could see that people own websites under diverse circumstances, and causes for existing privacy issues are lack of awareness, unclear responsibility, or missing technical understanding. And most website owners remediate the issues themselves or delegate it, and challenges they face are missing resources, lack of knowledge, or dependencies in their organizations. And with this being said, I thank you for your attention and are happy to take your questions.
Thank you so much, Alina. We have a question about the recruitment process. Mm-hmm. Could you maybe explain again, how did you do the recruitment for this study?
Mm-hmm. Yes, so as I said before, we had like the notification study where we actually notified the website owners, and where we took like the open accessible email address from the websites and emailed them, and we only included the responses from the website owners who did not use the option to opt out of the study.
You are so on time. I was wondering, because this the first study was so Germany focused, focused German website. Do you think you would have different results if this was a global study?
Mm-hmm. That's a really good question. I mean, in this case, we had like really the GDPR, and that there was a fine, and people were kind of like scared and really wanted to do it right. And I can imagine that if you would do it in a more global way, there would be more people saying, "Okay, I just don't care because I don't have time, and I have nothing to fear." Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.